I'm Nick.
And we are NV Board Gaming. Today we are reviewing and overviewing The Reckoners. This is a game designed by Brett Sobel and Seth Van Orden, and it's published by Nauvoo Games. It's a 1 to 6 player game. Nick is going to give an overview of how you play, and then we're going to give our review.
Let's do it, everyone. Welcome to the table for a 2-player game of The Reckoners. This is a cooperative game here. We have 2 players, Abraham and Tia, with the green dice and the purple dice, and they all do different things. They're all specialized in different things. The goal of the game is to take Steelheart's power down to 0. First, we have to research his weakness. So in a standard game, you can customize this based on what kind of level. So in a standard game, they start with 20 research. Once you get down those 20 research, you can then have to take away 20 power. In order to lose this game, we have to lose our population. We start with 40 population and 4 money to buy cool gadgets. So we're set up here. I'm not going to go through the prologue. You can do that yourself. It's really simple. But we're just going to jump into the game, show you how it works. On your turn, so the Reckoners phase is first, and they're going to go ahead and roll their dice. So you can all do this simultaneously. And you're going to decide at least one of these to keep. Now, you could keep all of these, but at least one of them has to be kept and put in the roll number 1. And you can potentially roll 3 times. Abraham here has an ability that he can actually re-roll his dice, so he could potentially roll 4 times. So let's go over what these do. So based on a location, I could fight an epic. So if I was here, I can fight this fella, Wormhole, and this is his research. He has a research of 3. This is his life points, you can call it. It is 8. But if I were to research his weaknesses, it would drop his life points equal to that. So he would have 5 life then. And we track this on the board. So you can see I already put that. 3 research, 8 life points. Abraham here is good at the hit points. So he doesn't really care about the research. He's just going to focus solely on the hit points. Alternatively, if he was in a spot with Steelheart, he could use these to research this symbol here, the purple one. He could use that to research him instead of the epic that is on the location. So Abraham right now is over here at the top of the board. He might be off screen a little bit. He's over here. He's in the museum campus. And there's a person named Death Point there. So let's just say, for teaching purposes, let's say he was here. I could then I would keep these. So let me put this on the screen a little bit better. I can say, I'm going to keep that, I'm going to keep that, and I know I'm going to hit him for 3, so he'll be down to 5. These rest of these, I could do a reroll. So I could go ahead and reroll. I got these. Not a big fan of what I have here, but I have to keep at least 1. So I might use my reroll card right here, exhaust it, and reroll as many dice as I want. I want to reroll all of them. So I got one of those skulls that I wanted, so I can keep that. And let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go over what all these do. So I have a decent variety now. I got 3 variety. So I'm going to do 4 damage. I'm going to go ahead and take him down to 4. And I could spend what is called a planning token to do an action that I want. So you notice I have 2 of those here. I start with 1, and when I earn them, I cannot use them at that same time they were earned, so they just go off to the side of my board. Just to know that after this round, I would get those. So I would take that, and I would get $1. That's what I would do on my turn. Now these other ones, there's enforcers. This is how you kill enforcers, if you have an enforcer on your board. And they just come out. I'll show you how those come out soon. What else we got? We got one that takes down their strength here. So we will go over that soon, what all this does. But this will mitigate some of the damage that these epics will do, or that Steelheart himself will do if you're in the same spot as Steelheart. Money, we already went over. Is there anything else? No, that'll do it. So those are what all those symbols do for you. And you notice that we have double on the greens. You get double hits with Abraham. With Tia, she can get double magnifying. She can research better. All right, so you're gonna do your first phase where everyone's rolling and we resolve. Then we're gonna have some of these people might be defeated, and if so, they'll have rewards at the top right. So if Bolt here was defeated, we research Steelheart 2, so we would lower this purple track by 2, and we'll get 2 of these points where we can reduce some powers. We can either do that on an epic, or we can do that on Steelheart himself. And we're about to go over what all that means. So when we're done resolving, as far as what's defeated, a new epic could come out if something was defeated. So if this was defeated, one would still come out at this point. They would be lowered to a power of 1. And we're going to go ahead and resolve every epic that's on the board. Fault line here will get resolved. They get 1 on this track, so more barricades will come out when it's Steelheart's turn. And they're going to move up 1 plus, so 1 plus how many enforcer here dudes are here. So it'll be 2. 1, 2. So they're more powerful next time. Wormhole here would go up. Well, he's going to go ahead and move this track up, this black track here, which takes away some dice from the players. They're going to reinforce people that are adjacent. So they'll reinforce a person up here and a person here. All that means is that their research and power would go up by 1. Generally speaking, there are some rules with that if they didn't have any research and so forth, but they're going to reinforce their teammates. And they will get an enforcer there. Where's the track? There we go. So they're going to get 1 enforcer there by virtue of that symbol. Steelheart here. His marker was right here, so he would do everything to the left of it. And he's going to lower that yellow track, which is population. He's going to increase it by 2, I should say. And we're going to lose a population. That's what that means. So we're at 40. Now we're at 39. And again, that's a losing condition if we were to go to 0. Now it's Steelheart's turn. Now Steelheart has revealed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 population. So we're going to lose 5 population. We're going to lose 3 on this dice track. 1, 2, 3. Once we hit this and have to go back up to the top, we have to lose 1 die total between all players. Here are the enforcements. I'm going to pull this board a little closer. This is how many enforcements. If it has that red star with white font, that is how many enforcements have to be put on there, or enforcers. That would be 3 of them. And this is how many groups, so 2. So in other words, I would have 3 in my hand, drop off 2 wherever Steelheart is, and then they'll have 1 left over that goes clockwise to him. And then at the bottom are the barricades. In this case, we'd have 3 barricades. So we would start with 1 at Steelheart's, 1 adjacent to that, and then 1 adjacent to that. So there would be 3 coming out. And then it is our turn again. The only thing I missed is that we have a chance in between their phase and all that. We have a chance to buy cards. So there are some cards out here that give you abilities. If for $4 I could have bought the drone. We start the game with $4, so technically we could have bought the drone, which would give us 2 of these enforcer hits, no matter what. So it's acting like we have a dice of our choice, and we get 2 enforcer hits on that. EMP here. If we spend our enforcer die, we get 3 of these blue symbols here to weaken people. A free movement for $1 with the motorcycle. Normally a movement would cost a die of your choice. That's also how you defeat barricades, is a die of your choice. Just remember that. A trap would just interchange these 2 symbols here. The skull, I don't know how well you're seeing this, but a skull and one of those planning. I don't know if, in case you didn't see them, these are what I was mentioning. There you go. And you're just going to keep going around and around in that sequence until you either win or lose. That's how you play. All right, welcome back for a review of The Reckoners, a cooperative game. We both like that. We tend to like that. We are looking for a good cooperative game. Mm-hmm. And this one to hit the mark on a few spots. So we're going to go over some pros and cons. Pros, good production. The trays are unique. It's basically the whole board is full of game trays. So that's interesting. Never seen anything like that. It's pretty much dice tray the game. It's just stacked of or game trays, I should say. Game trays the game. It's just stacked. There's nothing outside of the game tray really. Mm-hmm. Even the dice are in the game trays. So that's really interesting. I like how they're all black too, not clear. It looks a little cooler than it's black. And plus I got the black mat on the table. I don't know. It looks pretty cool.
It looked nice.
The graphic design is very good. I like the character art and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The weapons, the gadgets, they all look pretty cool. Dice are cool. The fighting system, awesome. That's the biggest plus for me. I think the fighting system is really good. That's got to be the biggest takeaway if you want to take a plus away from this game. The dice combat is very good. I like all that. I like how you have to keep at least one die. But you can still do the Yahtzee thing where you have 3 dice or 3 turns
Yeah,
to roll.
3 rolls. Yeah.
The King of Tokyo thing or whatever, however you want to use that. That it all works really well. I really like the combat system. So that's going to take me to the negatives. The replayability, I don't know, man. Even I was looking at the expansion, even I was like, I still don't think it's going to have that replayability that I would like. It's a one-note game. It's I don't know. There just needs when I saw it was expansion, I got excited. Like, oh, maybe they'll add something cooler that I can do on the side, and maybe there's ways I can spend actions to lower the population or get our population back or do something cool. But it's not there. So that's definitely a negative. I don't know how good the replayability is on this game. I don't know how long it'll stay in the collection. Do I enjoy it? Yes, a lot. It's just that I don't want to keep playing it. I don't think I'm gonna return to it very soon. We played the heck out of it just now, just to give it a fair review and see if we can beat it. So that's another negative. It's very difficult.
What the heck?
We played on standard because I guess I'm confident. Like, oh, we'll be fine. We'll take a few games and we'll win. No, we never won. We won.
Not even once.
We won once, and then we realized we
I don't
played.
count that.
We couldn't count it because we were doubling to something like a skull.
Yeah.
So we got like 4 unearned hits through the game. It's like if we didn't have those 4 hits, we wouldn't have won. So we just asterisk that win.
Yeah.
So we technically didn't win at all. So we tried to do it actually as a 4-player game where we both took on the roles of 2 players each. But then the upkeep is just so much, because then you have 5 epics to upkeep. And even if you defeat 4 of the 5 epics, you still get more they get to upkeep on. You still have to do their stuff when they come out. You don't know what they're going to do, so you can't even account for it. It's just like,
Yeah.
the things I just took care of just went up because I top decked this nasty card.
Yeah, and I don't really get that. I don't know why you have to get a new epic. I mean, that is the rule, though. I mean, it's like, what? Why, though?
Yeah, and I mean, that's fine, but just to have something that counts against you, too?
Yeah, they shouldn't initiate against you right away.
No,
That's
it's
what I think,
something. I mean, I guess in the fact that we couldn't even get one win, that maybe they shouldn't have. In our respect, like we didn't even get close to winning really.
No.
Except the time that we didn't
Didn't
one
do it
roll
right,
was
because
probably close.
Yeah, and I'll save it for my part of the review.
Yeah.
But
So I'll give my score then.
Yeah.
So if I can get her stuff in, I will give it a positive score overall, 8-1, because I do enjoy the system. I do like the game. It's just I don't know how many times I can actually play this game. The only reason you play it really a lot for us, not just the review, but just to try to win. And I like, it's like I want to beat this game.
yeah.
And it just didn't happen. And it's like, let's just do the review. It's I don't know how many times we played this, maybe 7 or something in 2 days.
Yeah, and each time Nick's like, tonight's the night. We're going to win. Did I
ever say that? I said, let's play.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Well, I heard.
Okay.
I heard tonight's the night.
All right,
We're going to win. Tonight is our win night. And it just didn't happen.
No.
So going with what Nick was saying, I mean, not only in this game, you'll see in Nick's overview that you have to take out the research for this, what's his name, Steelheart. Then you have to kill him. So by the time we were often done the research, we were at 10, 15 population. And I kept saying, can we get more population? How does this happen? And we were finding, I guess there is one card in the items, which
Never saw.
I liked the items. I enjoyed the items and the things it added and kind of some of the excitement. I mean, we started seeing the same ones, but there were new ones that came out, different combinations, and you have to think about which character is going to take that item and how you're going to allocate your money, because a lot of the time you don't want to use your dice for money. A lot of the time you don't really want to do that. You want to work on the objectives because it's so hard. The game's so hard. So we were always, working together, and, Nick knows I like co-op games. He likes them too. I'm an all right partner. So we enjoy playing together and working together and saying, okay, you're going to take care of that. I'm going to do that. So the game was good that way, but when it came down to rolling, you are at the mercy of the dice that you get. So it's not like you can really plan and say, I'm for sure going to do this, because sometimes your best plans do change. My score for this game is an 8.2. I almost had the same score as Nick, but I didn't, because I like the challenge. I like the games that we don't just win, like, oh, beat up on somebody and, oh, that was great. Especially with this game, because if, like Nick said, if it didn't have that challenge, I don't know how many times we would want to do this over and over and over again. Now, one thing maybe they could add is missions, where, like, you have to take out this guy before you take out this guy. Or if they made the game, like, more engaging that way, I think that could add to the replayability, where you say, okay, you know, there's some story that goes with it, where, because it is based on novels that I haven't read. But I think that it could make more sense that way.
Or event cards, maybe?
Some kind of event that happens that changes up the game, because you're just...
options.
You know, different people come out. You don't know who you're gonna face, but you know, we were seeing the same people come out. Some people, as Nick says, brutalized us. That was Nick's word. They just really had their way with us. We had some rough turns.
Well, you always have one more location than you have people. So even if you play a 4-player game, you have 5 locations.
I asked him, I said, Nick, is that true? Really, are we sure? Because it's such a daunting task. But, you know, if you like challenges, if you don't want a game that you could just, you know, manhandle or have your way with, you'll like this. You'll like this game. And that's why I gave the score I did. I like it.
Yeah, and I mean, I like games that have a good challenge. I don't want to win every time, but this one we didn't win any time, so that's quite the stretch. So, and it would be nice if we were close. Like, we felt like, oh man, just one more turn, I had it. Just one more turn, I had it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, just a couple more turns, maybe we had it.
Not us. I guess we have to chalk up the L. And put
right. So, and I had just looked up the expansion earlier today, and they didn't add anything that looked like, oh, I need to back this expansion because it's going to help the game a lot. Like, I would like something that gave us an option, like an event that said, maybe stun a person of your choice, but take 2 attributes higher for a Steelheart or something.
Yeah,
like,
kind of
I want to stun this guy because he's killing us. For 1 round, stun him like Gloomhaven. Stun him.
Yeah, and the barricades. I threatened Nick. I said, I'm going to throw them in the garbage while you're at work. And then I'm going to pretend I haven't seen them.
You got to waste a die.
I don't like those.
So everything on the track is so, like, terrible. Like, okay, I can lose a die. Okay, all these red people are going to come out.
Like, what's next? Are you going to take my vision? Am I going to have any arms? Like, how's this going to...
Other one's losing condition, population.
I have to roll dice with my teeth? Like, come on.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Overall brutal, but fun
system.
Brutal,
but fun. So, make your pick. Let us know, have you won this game? And what was your secret?
Not on beginner. Not on beginner.
Yeah, don't come at us with the beginner wins. We're not interested in that. But have you won standard or higher?
We saw it was doable one time. So, but if you get the worst epic people, it's just like the first ones you can like tell like this can be a terrible game.
Yeah.
I remember one time I just drew, I'm like, let's just start over.
Yeah, he said that we're restarting.
Just drew their top epics like this game's washed. Screw this.
Well, he has a lot of foresight, that's for sure. Nick knows. That's what I say. Nick knows.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this overview and review. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to our channel. We will see you next time.
One shout out real quick. Tim and Carrie. Thank you. We haven't acknowledged them. Tim and Carrie, our friends, gave us these boards.
Our friends got these for Christmas for us, custom made.
Yep.
We love them.
One shout out, another shout out, Better Half Reviews.
Yeah, what?
2 shout outs,
Buy
one
the
video.
merchandise.
Yep, bye. See you guys.
Bye.